Hello and welcome back to my GTNH playthrough. It is Friday, June 19th, and just kind of over here, no particular reason. I was waiting on a bunch of circuits to craft over here in the optical one, and I really wanted them to finish because I was crafting a few big things to finish out the day, but not gonna quite get there, unfortunately. I gotta go to cards here in a little while, so I was waiting for these two blocks, or really, I guess technically 92, but this should go a whole lot faster. Just that I made the mistake of also crafting these space assembler 2 at the same time, and they require the UIV circuits, which have to be at least optical, or I believe optical is the only option at the moment. And so it just ended up taking up the crafted space, but that's fine. So the last couple days, basically been working to try to speed up the base, and it is coming along. There are quite a few random things I've done and things I'm working on doing. So as you saw, I'm crafting some space assembler module 2s. My plan is to upgrade this guy here. I wanted to do it today, but I had a little bit of a weird AE thing I'll talk about here in a second. So I didn't quite get to it, but I already have the motors done. I just haven't swapped them out because before I started recording, this thing was still like spitting out optical pieces and stuff, so I didn't want to turn it off. But basically the main idea is going to come down here, get rid of the P2P networks. Those are obsolete for me at this point. I'm going to swap all these to the buffers, and then also swap all these to assembler Mark IIs. I only crafted 11 plus the one that's over there. Maybe I'll craft 3 more while I'm at cards to, take advantage of the extra module room we'll have. I haven't quite decided. I probably should. There's really no reason not to at this point, but yeah, so that's, unfortunately I didn't get that done before recording, but that'll be a huge improvement overall on speeding up the optical circuits, because these are just haven't been done with those, but I can't even see them in the craft now. But basically I guess I could come down here and look at the patterns. Should be, yeah. These guys right here are all used for the optical circuits, so we use a lot of them. So it'll just be nice. You get 4 times parallel compared to what I had before, plus they're faster, and we'll have the bulk Mark II recipes as well. Not that I'm doing anything too crazy with that right now, but we'll, if I need to craft proxies faster or something, like that'll be a cool thing. Next up is I did speed up my circuit boards quite a bit because I started crafting a whole lot more EV circuits and stuff, specifically because of the fancier ME output buses. Let's just do ME, where we have the 34 billion liters and 334 million items thing on them. So those need EV circuits and need EV circuit boards. And then with the proxies, one of the things that's really nice is, so basically all my multi-blocks where I have separate setups like these guys, where so this was optical circuit boards. These 2 are one's the wetware, one's the bioware, and then the other 4 that are made in the PCB factory. I had them all isolated because I was being a little lazy about setting up P2P networks and all that jazz. But now what you can do is, so this one right here, you can see I don't have any proxies in it yet, because this one is for the Elite circuit board. And now in every single other one of these, I have a input proxy colored red, and then the main one's colored black. And I'm probably going to, or as the demand gets needed, I'll for sure do the optical circuit boards, for example, add those in. So all these are really getting taken advantage of, increasing the throughput. Also, to increase the throughput, I crafted up a ton of silver nanites. I'd kind of forgotten about this. This was something I meant to do a while ago and just forgot. I have more in AE2. Let's see, silver nanite. yeah, 700 something. So I could get even more parallels. Those were crafting side by side, and I just threw 37 in each of these to get them rolling. Technically 36 because there was already one in there to unlock the tier 2 recipes. But, and just friendly reminder, because I don't remember if I've shown this before, but I think I did on the first 2.9 episode. These multi-blocks, they changed in the fact that the cooling tower and the what do you call it? The thing that makes the bio where stuff work, the bio chamber, are now have controllers, and you have to link the controller, but these controllers can be linked to multiple. In fact, this guy might be completely unnecessary at this point. I'm pretty sure this guy can reach here, but that's okay. So yeah, I've been doing that philosophy. I use that philosophy over here with the compact reactors to try to take advantage. So one of the problems I was overthinking, so to speak, is with the Compact 4 to Compact 3, I have this Compact 3 that's up there, the Compact 3 that's in the desert. Overthinking how to utilize those is, so I've separated the recipes in their buffers from, these are all the tier 3 and below, tier 4. Whenever I craft the tier 5 here pretty soon, I'll have those specific recipes in a separate bus. So that way, I can proxy these up to the Compact 3 reactors I have. And then as I make Compact 4 reactors, I can also proxy these separately and then, utilize the coloring system in each one. Now, I will say this one specifically, I have not added the proxy to and changed because I've got all sorts of AE2 sub channels and stuff going on. So this is going to take a little bit more of a looking at to make sure I don't mess it up and start voiding stuff and send everything to basically I want to make sure I do it right because I've got 3 separate sub networkers going on for this little passive setup, which I think with the parallels on the compact reactors, I could just use level maintainers instead. I don't need to have a constant passive. Plus then I can relocate this guy to start utilizing it to add more parallels as well. But speaking of parallels with this, I did, in fact, nothing in the deep dark. Over in the desert base, I set up another compact 4 reactor. Now, this is basically what I spent yesterday crafting. And the reason I changed most of this is after I set up the quantum force transformer on Wednesday, that's giving me netherite. It kind of makes these a whole lot cheaper and less resource intensive. So it's like, well, I probably shouldn't spam the 3s, should just spam the 4s to get those recipes because there are a few that take a while and it'll really help. Now, when you're looking at this pink cable on both sides does nothing. The whole reason it's here is because I literally just copy pasted the one using the matter manipulator that I have set up in the main base because I didn't want to sit here and redo all the cables and stuff and energy hatches and everything. So I just copy pasted it. So I've got all these random cables that are not being used, but this one's got the proxy setups and you can see what I mean. So this guy's got the proxy for the Mark III recipes, Mark III, Mark IV. This one's black. This one's red. This one is only red because I had originally had patterns over here, but because of the way I'm spreading it out now, I took out all the individual patterns. So I could probably actually break this if I need to free up some channels if I need them over here. So that's pretty sweet. Then the yellow network that I was using for the pink one is powering. Like I said, this pink one for the yellow network I was using to power the pink compact reactor is just what I utilized it to get UHV power up here. I also did some looking into because I was trying to speed it up and make sure I wasn't doing something like a waste of time-esque where to see if like upping these to UEV energy hatches did anything, and it does not appear that it does. Like, it doesn't offer any speed bonuses or anything, or any overclocks or parallelization or anything extra. So you might as well just use UHV. I'm only using the 16 amp ones on this one because I noticed when I first set up the original Mark IV, when I had regular UHV energy hatches on here, whenever I crafted lower tier recipes, I think because it constantly, really quickly and rapidly does that initiation cost, it would power fail it. So I just saved myself a headache. Like I said, I copy pasted, so I just went right into the 16 amp UHV hatches, which I'll use for the next few. But now that I've crafted this one, crafting the next one should be even faster, which I mean, this guy already by itself only took, half a day to craft comparatively to the weeks before. So we are definitely speeding up, and it's pretty nice to see. And utilizing these proxies and input buses to use parallelization a lot better than I have been up to this point is going to really speed things up as well. So my goal over the weekend is to craft a couple more of these. Maybe. I'm these big crafts right here. So hey, the assemblers are done. Nice. These are actually going really fast. The only reason they're not done is, and you can't see it on here, but if we go into my A2 Infinity, I have 14 million Infinity here. I was up to 20 million, and then I reset those crafts because for some reason, these bigger crafts I was doing were not pulling registering that the dimensional forges were putting Infinity in the system, so they're all sitting locked up. So I had to stop them all and restart them. Honestly, not sure why. They did have a warning message on the Infinity that the input hatch couldn't accept any items. So I'm wondering if because it was thinking it couldn't insert anything more, it wasn't registering what was coming out of it as part of completing that craft. So it's odd, I should say, but yeah, it's all fixed now and running, and it looks like these guys should be, oh yeah, crafted those 900 circuits like it was nothing. So that's cool. My next goal, well, here, let's go back to the command center, is, like I said, I want to set up the next quantum force transformer right here. With that set up, I should be pretty quick to go into it. I even have the catalysts already for it. The color cat. Yeah, I've got I do 64 at a time. So that'll be the prismatic one over here, which I have plenty of prismatic acid. But I just want to make sure that's not a problem. I'll have to look into these prismarine shards, make sure I might, just to put them on craft. I can't remember if these are craftable. I think they are. Oh yeah, we have all this stuff, like we can craft it if we need more fast. But I did set up a nicer, faster dehydrator from the one that's on the passive line, which the passive line is still running down there. It doesn't hurt anything. Oops. Luckily that's just right here. This was all I'll need to set up for the color catalyst, because the rest of this we get. The enriched Naquata, we should have plenty of, because I've turned it off from being turned into NAC fuel. Enriched, not as much as I'd probably like. I think I might put a level maintainer on this, because we do use enriched Naquata in recipes, and I don't want it to just all be gone. But specifically, it's also used for the zine production, or xenozine, however you say it, the thing that goes into the Radox polymer. So that's taken care of. So whenever I set up that quantum force transformer, I did not finish setting up the cutting machines. We'll talk about them real quick. I also threw a random forming press up there because I needed one at UIV. I also think after I did this, I kind of thought about it as I can definitely now too, with how easy these buffer hatches are. If I want to make only one of these run at a higher tier, I could just bring power over, or use like the random UIV power, quote unquote, P2P network I have, upgrade this one to UIV, and put like a buffer hatch in that just has that UIV recipe until I'm ready to upgrade the energy hatches along the whole chain. So that's trying to trying to be smarter with how I do it. Plus, if I, it's just, but over here, the cutting machines, I didn't get them done because before I left earlier, I realized, and I left for most of the day, which is why I didn't realize the infinity thing was all being weird. Apparently for the cutting machines, if we click on them, you need to have a saw blade in the controller. And then what I was reading on the wiki is these transcendent metal saw blades, which is why I made that forming press up there, because you need a UIV forming press to make them. They unlock multi-amp hatches in the cutting machine, because I was going to overclock all these to UMV, but now I think I'm just going to use a multi-amp. That way because yeah, I like that better. But yeah, so that's that. Trying to think. I know there's just tons of random stuff. One very random, and I'm only showing this, but I did it weeks ago. And I'm pretty sure I keep forgetting to show it off. So I know I showed at some point that I was redoing my colored V's, but I did actually finish it, and then I ultimately put all these cables onto level emitters here. So these guys are just the patterns for those. So now whenever I need like a covered cable, I have all the colors. So like when I'm copy pasting stuff too, I don't have to worry about having the color in the system. And you can see from like the Mark IV reactor I copy pasted, it also means that I do stuff like that. It's going to copy. But next up, there were two more things that I did. Maybe it's good I didn't set up those things. We're running a little long, but I'm nearly done here. Oh god. Fell down. I did, for the sake of speed, finally upgrade my molecular transformers, because I was using the single block ones to these guys here. These guys are basically the multi-block version. They're much faster. They are just faster. And then I'm using these UHV pattern holders that hold 99 patterns. So I've got everything over here. And then if I need more patterns, I will probably need to build more of these, because they're nearly out of room. And they actually take a surprisingly small amount of pattern providers. Like you can't actually fully wrap this around, or else the block won't form. I also tried to be cheeky to see if I could do a molecular transformer here and a molecular transformer here, since all the rest of the blocks are the same. And that doesn't work. It realizes that there's not a casing there or input hatch, so that doesn't expand my storage. And then I mentioned EV circuits earlier. I came back in here, and since I had upgraded the crystal circuits, I didn't need this little setup anymore. So this guy is now crafting my EV circuits. And this is, if you're doing these lines, don't do it like this, where you have the individual lines. Again, resources are nearly infinite, but you can save so much space and then like use a nice and high tier energy hatch. And this one EV energy hatch is perfectly fine, or UEV, it's perfectly fine to power all four of these. The only ones it can't power all four of are mainframes, so just be careful with that. But then this setup is just a bunch of stocking input hatches, and basically very space efficient. And plus, since you're using stocking input hatches, you just have the pattern set up, and it does a lot better job of splitting the job 4 ways than P2P networks anyways. So if my demand for EV circuits gets too crazy, which it isn't at the moment anymore, this upgrade was more than enough to solve it, because I had it on one circuit assembly line with a UV energy hatch. So this was a huge upgrade. Then I'll just copy paste this, since all the space down here is dead now anyways. But yeah, I know there was more. There was just a bunch of random stuff. You can see I started harvesting energy hatches from this guy. They're like I said, I know there was more random stuff. Basically, a lot of multi-blocks got like power increases. Some of them swapped to lasers. Some of the Labatrons got increased. Yada yada. But we'll stop there, because it's getting close to 20 minutes and I've been rambling long enough. But for the weekend, I still plan on I need to set up the 2 nano assembly complexes, one for wetware, one for bioware. And then with all the stuff I've done, basically is here to allow me to craft more of these guys, because I really do need to get that done. I need this one's passiving infinity, need one for hydrogen, one for space-time, and in the meantime, while I'm crafting these, because everything should be set up to make that a whole lot faster, I also want to set up more compact reactors so I can keep this guy constantly running and crafting me the catalysts I need to keep all those passives going. That's the goal. We'll see how much I get done this weekend. It looks like it's going to be pretty nice. So who knows? But anyways, I hope everybody had a good week and has a good weekend. And I will see you later. Goodbye.